Alright, I'm Trevor.
I'm Josh.
Hi, I'm Josh.
I'm Trevor.
I'm Marco.
I'm Trevor.
And I'm Josh.
We're the Brady Bunch. Alright.
God damn it!
That works. Today we're going to talk about reincarnation. Reincarnation is a religious or philosophical concept that the soul or spirit, after biological death, begins a new life in a new body. Basically what this means is that past lives live once more in a different body in the future.
Yep, and you may be asking yourself, is this possible?
We don't know. So the first piece of evidence we have is of a scientist from the University of Virginia who's a psychologist. He talks to children about their nightmares or dreams. Usually they're about memories that they might have that might not even be memories, but isn't that why we're here? So there's this kid named James, son of a Christian couple in Louisiana. He loves toy planes for a certain reason. Around the time of his second birthday, he started having nightmares about 4 or 5 times a week about being in a plane crash. During the day, he talked about the plane crash, and he had been a pilot in his nightmares, and that he had flown off a boat. His dad asked him the name of the boat, and he said Natoma, N-A-T-O-M-A. He said he'd been shot down by the Japanese, and he had been killed at Iwo Jima. And he had a friend on a boat named Jack Larson. After doing some research, the scientists actually discovered that there was an aircraft carrier called the USS Natoma Bay. It was stationed in the Pacific during World War II. It was involved in Iwo Jima, and it lost one pilot by a young man named James Huston. James Huston's plane crashed exactly the way the 2-year-old had described, which was, hitting the engine, exploding into fire, crashing into the water, and then quickly sinking. And when that happened, the pilot of the plane next to his was named Jack Larson.
In another case, also from the University of Virginia, there's a woman named Barbara Carlin, who at a young age claimed that her name was actually Anne. At the time, her parents thought that she was just pretending and living in a fantasy world, but later on, as the years progressed, the Diary of Anne Frank came out, and it revealed a lot of the similar stories that young Barbara was also telling her parents. At the age of 10, they decided to take young Barbara to Sweden to visit the Anne Frank house in Amsterdam. When they first arrived, they were going to call a taxi, and she said, "We don't need a taxi, it's not far to walk from here." So she grabbed them by the hand and walked them to the exact place where the Anne Frank house was. Walking up to the room, she stated that there were pictures on the wall of the famous celebrities and said, "It's like coming back home." When she looked back at the wall and when her parents looked at the wall, there were no pictures there. They decided to ask the tour guide about the pictures on the wall, and they said that there were pictures on the wall, but people were touching them and taking them, so they decided to take it down. At this point, her parents were convinced that young Barbara was actually a reincarnation of Anne Frank. There were also striking similarities between Barbara and Anne Frank. From her baby pictures to her adult pictures, it seemed like it was Anne Frank growing up into Barbara.
So, in conclusion, most Indian religions believe in reincarnation. So, is this myth true, or is it busted? Do you think plausible?
There is no scientific evidence to prove that reincarnation is possible.
However, it's not scientifically proven, nor is it denied.
So, in conclusion, Jackie Chan over here busts bricks with his balls.
Bruh.
Ching!